Everything you said we already knew, more or less.
Well, here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
Good morning, South Africa. As you can see, my day has started. I've got a nice easy 2-hour ride with a few sprints coming up. Just before we start the day, just a thought of the day is that, have you ever noticed that people that criticize you for not listening to them are always the ones that never listen to anyone else? Just a moment of silence for one of my teammates, Clint Hendricks, who hit one of these cows in a race in Durban, but in Pietermaritzburg he seems to be fine. I'm really happy to hear that, and I'll be seeing him this weekend. I guess let's get to the part I actually want to talk about today, and that's the importance of tire pressure. But first I need to clean my bike, get to the shop, and then I'll explain the importance of what I'll also do is I'll also discuss what tire pressure you as a rider should ride according to your weight. Crossing the Crocodile River. This is time for some good coffee. So let's talk about tire pressure. As you can see here, I'm riding a 25mm tire. It's a Grand Prix 4000. It's my tire of choice, and it's also my sponsored tires from Continental. On the side here, as we're talking about tire pressure, you'll see that it says the max bar I can pump the tire is about 8.5. Well, sometimes you can go above that. These tires are made very good, and it can sustain a higher PSI or bar. Usually the most common thing nowadays are pros riding 25mm tires. The benefit of this is it has a lower rolling resistance, and you can run your tires at a lower pressure, which means a much more comfortable ride. The tire pressure you run on the day will also vary on a lot of variables out there. For example, if it's wet out there, you'd obviously run a lower tire pressure, and obviously if you're gonna do a crit type of thing, you don't want to run a too hard tire pressure, as you might lose some grip around the corners, and obviously you will end up crashing hard. Another thing to take into consideration, and it's been proven over and over, is that we all think when you pump the tire to it harder, on its hardest, it will roll faster. Well, it's not completely like that. When you approach bumpy roads with a lot of vibration, if the tire is too hard, you absorb more of that vibration. Obviously the rolling resistance will be more. So riding softer tires at a lower tire pressure will obviously roll faster over bumpy terrain with a lot of vibrations. However, you need to remember that the softer the tire compound is, and the softer you run your tires with the amount of bar pressure that's obviously inserted, you have to take into consideration that your chances of puncturing is much higher. It just picks up the glass and metal and stuff like that easier off the ground, and obviously you'll end up puncturing much easier out there. And obviously I love probability quite a lot. I'm fascinated by it, and one for all the brainiacs out there, if you think of it logically, if you're running a wider tire, your chances of puncturing theoretically will be higher because you're running a softer tire pressure, because you're running a wider tire. But also when you're running a wider tire, the surface area on the road is bigger, which may cause you to pick up more things like glass, scrap metal, small stuff like wire, small stuff like that. And the narrower the tire, the less your chances of actually picking up glass, scrap metal, wire.